In some of my previous videos, I talk about the epidemic that we're living because of the blue light and circadian rhythm disruption. And in this video, I want to tell you what can you do about it. I spent a lot of time explaining the issue, so we have another video that you can watch that will explain you more. But in an eggshell, what I want to bring really quick to our attention is that blue light from your phone, from your TVs, from the LED light bulbs throughout your house are having a dramatic effect and are disrupting our circadian rhythm by sending hormonal signals to our brain that is perhaps midday when it's actually night, and then preventing quality, effective, deep sleep. And that is a self-negative circle that continues to basically damage every single area of our lives, because if we're not achieving a good sleep, then it just gets affected. It even gets into the category of chronic disease. And there are many links with other diseases that come because of these metabolic diseases, and the list goes on and on. So without going too deep there, I want you to understand that there are things that we can do to prevent going in that direction, which are that number one, be aware of the lighting environment in your home. The lighting environment has a big effect, especially when it comes down to the nighttime. Throughout the day, it kind of is what it is. We're supposed to be outside. We're supposed to be experiencing bright light. And actually, we use bright light throughout the day in the wintertime through our happy light. I have methods that make it very convenient and help you basically stimulate your energy levels when the lighting is missing on the environment. And the reality is that when it comes down to nighttime, what we want to do is to lower the amount of lighting, especially overhead lighting from LEDs and from our phones. Without getting into electromagnetic frequencies, when we're looking into the light, what we want to make sure is that we are protecting ourselves from the blue light, because the blue light will bring on the cortisol, the stress hormone, and it will prevent us from feeling sleepy. It will prevent us from deep, effective sleep. One way to do that is by having key lights throughout the house, whether it's an under the counter, whether it is a like a reading light. You can turn those on and prevent turning the overhead lights unless you truly need it. But if you're not in a social setting and you are just basically going through your night, that will help you go to sleep a lot easier. If you want to notch that up, bring it to the next level, what I recommend you to do is to get a pair of blue light blocking glasses. They're usually red or orange or yellow. And the difference between the yellow, the orange, and the red is that throughout the day, like the red ones will block more light, more blue light than the orange ones, which will block more blue light than the yellow ones. That's just something you can do. You can have it with you at all times. Perhaps you're flying, you're on your phone, you have to pick up your phone somehow, every once in a while you might want to watch a movie. You can put those on and it will help. Another level to it would be to putting a few red bulbs throughout your house. It might be one in the living room. It might be one in the kids' room. It might be one in your own room. Maybe one in the kitchen. What that allows you to do is that you can turn them on. They're actually, they're red, so it mimics the sunrise and the sunset, so it doesn't throw your brain off as much as the blue light. And what it does, it allows you to see, to prevent tripping, to prevent, running into a hazard, and prevents you to do your task. But you don't really need that much light, perhaps, just to walk around. So this light will be beneficial for that reason. That will be perhaps the biggest tip that I have for you, is to have a few red bulbs throughout that will allow you to combine that with a few key lights throughout your house, and it will allow you to keep your environment a little more natural than otherwise with all the lights throughout your house being on. So being conscious of how you're using the light at night will be great, and you will notice the biggest benefit when you got kids. So I have 3 kids, and I started doing this practice over a year ago, and I have seen amazing results to allow the kids to go to sleep earlier, and also myself. But the kids are the first ones that feel it. They don't know what time it is. They're not paying attention to the time. But if they are excited and they're full of energy, which the blue light will do that, it will absolutely do that, especially to children, then they're not conscious of the time. They feel excited, so when you tell them go to sleep, they just don't want to go to sleep. So it makes your life a lot easier. From that perspective, that just gives you a clue of how beneficial having good pre-sleep routine habits will deliver in your life. Now, another one that I want to touch on is that during the seasons, the lighting environment changes. So I want you to be aware that the time that you choose to go to sleep should adapt to the sunset. Let me explain. If you have a fixed time throughout the year that you go to sleep that you most likely don't follow, it's not your fault. You are naturally not drawn to follow that. You can lie to yourself and say, yeah, I go to sleep every day at such time, but in reality, it's actually leaving chips on the table during certain seasons and it's just being very difficult during others. Let me put it this way. In the wintertime where I live, it gets dark by 5 p.m. If I just keep track of the sunset, then I can be more consistent with my time to sleep after the sunset than with the time of the day. Because in the summertime, it will get dark by 9:30, meaning if I have a goal to go to sleep at 10 p.m. every single day throughout the year, it might be easy to do in the winter, and actually sometimes in the winter, by implementing these lighting techniques, you're going to be able to go to sleep earlier. There is a mindset we have to work on. It's not wrong to go to sleep early, especially in the winter. Just pay attention to your body. It's calling you to rest. You most likely didn't sleep well before the next few days and you're tired. There are many reasons why your body is asking you to sleep. There is a melatonin production happening a lot earlier. There is an adenosine clearance happening at a delay phase because maybe there's not as much lighting throughout the day. There is a few reasons why, and by you honoring your sleep time with the sunset, then you're able to justify going to sleep early and then you just wake up early. You don't need to sleep more than the 8.5 hours, 7, it depends, but an average of 8 hours will be enough. So if you go to sleep early in the winter, then you wake up early. And then in the summer, how can you go to sleep by 10 naturally? I mean, I know there are ways to put in blackout curtains, to take melatonin pills, the list goes on and on. This is just biological manipulation that is unnecessary when you are able to recognize that because the lighting environment is changing, you can adapt with it. An average adult needs an average of 3 hours of melatonin production to feel sleepy at night. This is just an average. In the winter, I found that to be more 3.5, 4 hours for me. That's for me because I'm a morning and I'm an early riser. For some people that are a night owl, will be a little longer. But again, there is a consistent amount that you can predict, and within that range is healthy. In the summertime, I noticed that it's not 3 for me, it's actually 2.5. It gets dark sometimes by 9:30. Sometimes I'm going to sleep by 11. The reality is because the lighting was still up that late, not just my hormone production of melatonin and cortisol is being delayed, but also my behaviors throughout the day. I'm spending more time outdoors, outside during the summertime than during the winter time. I'm enjoying the moment. My kids as well. They want to have some fun. So maybe perhaps you have been that parent that say, hey kids, it's 10 p.m., let's go to sleep now, and you see chaos happening. I get it. There is a need for that, but also you have to become aware. And in this video, I can't go too deep into it because there is many factors that you can leverage to improve that relationship. So again, how the hormones change and how you're hijacked during certain seasons compared to others will have a big influence in your ability to protect your mind and body. So what I want you to be aware is that you can take steps to reduce your blue light. You can take steps to adjust your sleeping and pre-sleeping routine with the environment and the season. So you have control over your genes. By changing your behaviors in alignment with the seasons, you're going to be able to achieve more with less effort. You're going to be able to sleep effectively and deeply. You're going to be able to replenish yourself when you have your sleeping routine in alignment with the season and when you understand the pre-bed environment that is more conducive to it. So that's my hope. There's a few more tips that I have to leave outside because I don't want to make this video too long. But if you like this, please like and subscribe. We have more videos of helping you how to adapt your genes to your environment so that you can be the best version of yourself and so that you can achieve more with less effort. That's the point. That's the key, is that you're going to achieve more with less. Now, like and subscribe. And if you want to go deeper into what we're talking about, we have many ways for you to plug in. Look at the description and pick one of those options. Whether it's on our social media channels or programs, you can just choose which way you want to engage, and I will be here to guide you through it. Thank you so much for watching.